Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's your boy Comic Chic, and we're here to talk about the new comic book day reviews for June 19, 2024. Another exciting week of comic books. We got so many amazing books, from everything from Batman, Ultimate Spider-Man, World's Finest, Man's Best, and in between. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it and talk about the pick of the week. So, the pick of the week this week is Man's Best #4 by Pornsack Picture Show, Jesse Lonergan and Jeff Powell. So, yeah, fantastic book. I've really been enjoying this mini series about like these three pets that are in some sort of simulation-esque situation in the first issue, but then they find out, their ships crashed somewhere and they kind of have to navigate and find their scientist or the person who has been helping them figure everything out they're from their past. Awesome cover there. Love the grids that Jesse Lonergan, the artist, does a lot of like 60 panel grids. It's pretty insane. So yeah, always good to see you, my friend Michael Baker. Hello. But yeah, awesome book. I highly recommend checking out if you haven't. So this is the penultimate issue. We've got one more and then it's over for the mini. Very satisfying story so far. Lots of good moments, but one page I wanted to particularly highlight this week is this one. You just get this awesome crash between two vehicles and this kind of gravitational effect where everyone just gets everything gets suspended in midair. Just gorgeous stuff. So yeah, really enjoyed that, and yeah, could not recommend it enough. If you haven't checked out Man's Best, highly recommend. It's from Boom Studios, and it's a really good book. Love the cardstock covers on every issue, and it's $4.99 for every issue, but it's worth every penny. So check out Man's Best if you haven't yet. Awesome miniseries. So next up, we've got Ultimate Spider-Man, guys. This is the sauce. This is what everyone's talking about. This is the book that everybody loves. Ultimate Spider-Man by Jonathan Hickman, Marco Cicchetto, and Matthew Wilson. So obviously this is something we've been looking forward to for a while, because on the 6th issue here, not only do we get an awesome cover with a show that promises a showdown between Spidey and Kingpin, but also we've got Cicchetto back on art duties, which, we've had Messina on the last 2 issues, but in my opinion, it's really not the same without Cicchetto. He's just such an amazing artist, such a great inker, and I feel like, in my opinion, he's one of Marvel's finest right now. I really enjoy his work. I think he draws a magnificent Spider-Man. I've been saying that since his Daredevil run days with Zdarsky. So obviously, it goes without saying, the art in this book is beautiful. It's gorgeous. There are some epic moments between Kingpin and Spider-Man. There's a fight between them because the issue is basically, Peter gets, spoiler alert, Peter gets, caught up by the family, and then he sort of just tells them the story. And then the story, it's like a flashback, is what happens throughout the issue. Fantastic stuff. There's some gorgeous pages with Spider-Man up on the wall and stuff. There's like those signature Cicchetto composition of just Spider-Man kind of crawling or laying up against the wall, some sort of angle or something, but pretty incredible stuff. Matthew Wilson's colors, of course, are amazing. We've known him from Firepower and several other books, but Eisner award-winning colorist. But I do got to say, I love his work on this title. And as Spider-Man, I think what it does well is the dialogue's amazing. Everything's fantastic. It's really delivering what fans want from a Spider-Man book, but also it's leaving people excited for the next issue. And this one leaves some crumbs for the future that are really exciting. So all in all, first 6 issues of Ultimate Spider-Man have been awesome. I'm definitely in it for the long run, and yeah, I highly recommend it. It was close to being the pick of the week, I'll say that much, but Man's Best just was a little bit better. So yeah. Next up, we've got Batman Superman World's Finest #28, and this issue, as you can see there, that's Doom Might. It says Papa Hungry. This issue, it's very like Silver Age cover as well. I love it. This issue continues the Might War storyline with the fifth dimensional imps and everything happening. There's some really cool moments in this issue. If you're a fan of Jimmy Olsen, last issue was such a fantastic issue, and it was very satisfying. This one, I would say, it keeps the quality up there. It's still pretty good. The art's amazing as always. Tamara Bonvillain's His colors are freaking amazing. Like just one of the best colors doing it right now. And I always love it when she's with working with Dan Mora, the Once and Future Dream Team right there, the art Dream Team. And yeah, there were some really cool moments in this issue. I don't want to like spoil anything, but I will say if you're reading this book, it just continues to be a delight. Definitely one of the books I look forward to the most every month. And so I don't know where the rest of the books are, so we'll just we'll just announce them as we keep going. But next up, I picked up Nightwing number 115 by Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo, Adriano Lucas, and Caio Felipe, it says, who did also some of the inks in this issue. Caio, I'm sorry if I butchered that. So yeah, Nightwing continues the Heartless Saga storyline by Tom Taylor. This is the final arc of Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo's run. So I think we've got 3 more issues after this one, and then we're done. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying it. It was nice seeing Heartless finally do something in the title. It's really nice to see some payoff with Heartless. It was really cool seeing what his plan was, and there was some kind of improvisation in the moment, so the plan kind of changes, but I thought it was still pretty good. The art's always amazing when Bruno Redondo's on the book. It's always like one of the finest looking books from the big 2, in my opinion, whenever we got Bruno on the inks. And yeah, I mean, there were some twists here and there that I honestly didn't see coming. I'll say that much. I do think this whole saga still suffers a little bit from waiting too long to do something with Heartless. Like we first get him in issue 78. Had this been an arc closer to around that time, I feel like it would have done better, but it is what it is. Overall, still a super solid issue. I gave it like 4 stars on League of Comic Geeks. I'm still enjoying this final arc. I do gotta say, I'm a little disappointed that we're like what 2 issues into it, so there's not much left in order for them to do what I think needs to be done. I still think that there's a lot that could be done with this arc, but we'll see where they take it. Tom Taylor hasn't disappointed us too much yet, and for me, honestly, not at all. I've really, for the most part, enjoyed this whole run. So we'll be sad to see them go, but very curious who we get next on the Nightwing run. All I'll say is, please, DC, do not renumber. Let's keep the legacy numbering going strong. We had 115 for this volume. Let's just keep it going. Let's see if we can hit 200, man. That's awesome. The only other title, like from the superhero stuff at DC, that's longer than this one is Batman. So let's see if we can hit that 200, baby. Let's keep it going. Nightwing fans, come on. Let's come together. Let's keep the volume going. They didn't reset with 78. That didn't affect the quality of the run. Didn't affect the people buying it. I would say, if anything, more people bought it after issue number 78. So, yep, exactly. Not a constant fan of the renumbering. We actually ran a poll in the Radiant Black podcast Discord, and we saw that according to the poll, I think only 24 people voted or something like that. But it was split 65-35, and 65% in favor of people wanting to keep numbers on comic books, and then 35% people like resetting with number 1 or a new volume. So I thought that was particularly interesting. But yeah, Nightwing number 115, awesome. You can honestly pick this up at 114 and still enjoy it. But if you've been following the whole way through, yeah, Fallen Grace on part 205, and it reminds me a little bit of Daredevil Born Again in terms of how they're like breaking him down and then trying to build him up as well. But they've also built him up a lot during the run, so it is also like that aspect to consider. But overall, honestly, been loving it. It's a blast. I recommend it. Yeah. So Batman number 149 next up. Just one more before the big 150. They're gonna charge us extra for that issue, but it's okay. It is what it is, right? It's comics. Yeah, I'm honestly enjoying this run more now. The Zdarsky run. It started off pretty good, then it had some meandering, and now I think it's pretty good again. I'm enjoying what they're doing. I'm not gonna lie, and this goes for all the books, not just Batman, but like every single book tying into Absolute Power. I'm not looking forward to that. Like I think 3 issues of Batman of the upcoming issues are gonna tie into Absolute Power for the span of the event. I hope they're good. I'm sure they'll be okay, but it is what it is. So yeah, this issue was cool. We got to see Batman kind of recover post, kind of deal with the Zora fallout in its own way, and then recover from that in a small way. Really excited for the future, but I'm more excited for what's going to happen after the Absolute Power tie-ins, because I have a good idea of what the Absolute Power tie-ins are going to be about, right? There's going to tie into the story, especially if you read the solicits. But I'm going to keep checking it out, and yeah, it's still solid. So yeah, Jorge Jimenez art still top notch. So I recommend Batman if you're a fan. There are better Batman books in my opinion at the moment, but there's also a ton of Batman books at the moment, so that's not saying too much. But yeah, that's what I got. And then Titans number 12. So, oh, one thing I forgot to mention is in World's Finest, they finally introduced the first appearance of Larry, aka like Robin's imp from Teen Titans. What do you call it? The Teen Titans TV series, and I think it's the Teen Titans TV series, and his real name is Noziarg Kid, which is Dick Grayson backwards. They finally introduced him in the recent issue of World's Finest, so he's now DC canon. Like, there's never been a true Robin imp. There's been like Nightwing has his imp right now, Nightmite, but there's never been a true Robin imp in the comics. But now that they made him canon in the main DC universe, we get the first appearance of Robin's imp in the main DC line in World's Finest number 28. So if you care about that stuff, that's worth picking up alone. I loved it. I loved seeing him on the last few pages. So I thought that was cool. Am I missing out? If you don't care about the failsafe stuff, you're not really missing out. It's good, but it depends if you like the first arc. If you like the arc with the failsafe and stuff, I think you should continue it. If you didn't really enjoy that stuff, you're probably not missing out on much then, because it's been like one long arc. But there's some really good moments in my opinion. Like, I enjoyed reading it more than I didn't, and it's better than some of the other Batman runs of recent memory, in my opinion. So yeah, and there's always the Jimenez art. Like, that's always worth a lot. Jimenez is so good, so it's worth just picking up for his artwork. But yeah, next thing I read this week was Titans number 12. Titans number 12 by Tom Taylor, Lucas Meyer. I don't know how you say his name. I'm sorry if it's Mayer or Meyer. Someone has to let me know. And Adriano Lucas on colors. So, and gorgeous cover by Chris Samney, by the way. I do like Titans. I'm really enjoying this book, but I would say it's more so for Lucas Meyer's art than it is for the writing or the story. The story is really okay. It's another like Trigon-ish saga. And even though it's not necessarily Trigon per se, it's the evil Raven. I forget her name. So stupid. But yeah, it's the evil Raven, evil version of Raven. She has like the proper Raven trapped, and she's doing her thing and all that. There's some good moments. The art's amazing, but I'm kind of like, okay, can we just move on to something different? We've seen this whole like Trigon thing play out a million times. So while I'm enjoying the artwork a lot and the story's okay, I kind of wish there was something a little bit better, especially for this era where they're trying to tote the Titans as like the DC premier team, right? I want to see something a little bit more substantial from that. So nothing really crazy there, but I'm enjoying it enough just to keep going with it. At least the art's amazing. So yeah, there's that. What else did we get this week? So I also picked up Wonder Woman. I have it right here, but I haven't read it yet. But the art on this book is always amazing. The writing can be hit or miss, in my opinion. But at least for what it's worth, I enjoy the backup stories with like the Super Sons kind of training Trinity. Trinity being Robin's daughter, and the Super Sons, obviously John and Damian. They're often with Trinity. They're just messing around, like babysitting her, doing fun stuff. So I particularly enjoy the backup stories, but the main story itself, like I said, can be hit or miss. But the art's always gorgeous. So and it seems to be a trend this week with some of the DC books, the art being gorgeous, but the writing, it could be hit or miss. Another book I read this week is Destro number 1. So Destro number 1, we're continuing the hits with the Energon universe. We've got an interesting creative team here of Dan Waters on the writing, Andre Bresson on the artwork, and Adriano Lucas. Again, man, Adriano Lucas, how many books are you covering this week? Adriano Lucas again on the colors. Damn, but he's hustling here. I love it. Oh yeah, no, that's fair. I have the same problem for the most part. But yeah, Destro number 1. Next chapter of the Cobra threat begins here. So keep in mind, I don't really know anything about any of this stuff, but I enjoyed this issue. I didn't think it was amazing. Like, I'm still iffy on whether I'll check out issue 2. I'm not gonna pre-order it, but I might pick it up on the stands that week if it's a lighter week. It's a good issue. I enjoyed it. There's some cool moments. It reminds me also a little bit of what's happening in DC, because there's like, they're trying to use the Energon to create these like AI robots that they can use to like murk people without necessarily, and to work with their field operatives. But right now they have a problem, like these AI soldiers, these robot soldiers, they just like kill everything in sight until they're switched off. So we see like the interplay between Cobra Commander and and Destro and how they're working together, and Destro kind of, sends him a message like, I'm not working for you, I'm working with you, like, don't forget that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I thought there were some really like genuinely interesting moments in this issue. I really enjoyed it. I found it to be a little over the top sometimes, but I don't mind that. You guys, like, it's all in the spirit of fun. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I get issue 2. It was fun, so I might pick it up on the week it releases. I'm gonna just grab it off the shelf. But it wasn't. It was good, but it wasn't as good as the other Energon titles, in my opinion. Like, everything else that I'm reading from Energon was just a little bit better. So yeah, we'll see. Energon powered bats. Yeah, exactly. Bats. That's what they were called. Are insane. Yeah, yeah, it's true. I did pick up the who's the artist for the variant? The Jason Howard Energon Universe connecting variant for this issue. So I got all the connecting covers of all the Energon Universe characters together. I love those covers. So, and I love Jason Howard's work. So yeah, yeah, the Cobra Command, exactly. The Cobra Commander series is going to be hard to beat. I enjoyed that. I read like 3 or 4 for the 5 issues, I think, and I really enjoyed that. I still have to track down 5. But yeah, there's some interesting moments in this. Like, I thought the Tomax and Shamot, the 2 characters, were really cool. They had some funny moments. So yeah, I'll probably end up picking up the 2nd issue of the series, to be completely honest. But yeah, Destro #1. Don't sleep on Destro. Don't sleep on the Energon universe, man. Last week we got 9th print of Void Rivals #1 solicited, and the 7th print of Transformers #1. That's crazy. That's crazy. This Energon universe, the train just keeps going, keeps chugging along. So impressed with that. And what else did I pick up? I also picked up Hellblazer Dead in America, but I'm 2 issues behind on that series. It's not because I don't enjoy reading. I just misplaced one of the issues and I can't find it because I'm not very organized recently, as you can see. But yeah, I did pick up Hellblazer Dead in America. I think I have it right here, right after Sonic, which I'm also behind like 2 issues on, and Hellblazer Dead in America. So there you go. There's the Hellblazer Dead in America. But one thing you guys want to know, a little spec thing, I guess, but just something cool I discovered that I genuinely want to read, is that the Green Lantern that was in the Gotham by Gaslight series is this Green Lantern Dragon Lord. He's like an Asian Green Lantern introduced in Elseworld series, like from like the late 90s or maybe 2001, like that. I don't remember exactly. So I picked up this book. It's like I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty thick. It's like square bound, Elseworlds DC. So I'm gonna check it out. I really enjoyed that the first issue of that new Gotham by Gaslight. That new Gotham by Gaslight series. It was really good. I highly recommend it. The Kryptonian Age. Yeah, it does look like a Jin, actually. And then I picked up freaking Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries. Guys, this book is so much fun. It's actually so stupid. It's still if you look, it's still where's the price? DC, my buddies. Look, if you look, it's still $2.99. Or is it? Yeah, it's $2.99. So it's cheaper than than the normal books, and obviously because I feel like it's a slightly shorter story, but some really cool moments. And one thing I particularly enjoyed is, they had the classic like moment from Scooby-Doo where they're like removing the masks, and like there's just another mask and another mask under it. So I thought that was fun. But what this issue was really fun for is it was about a convention where all the best detectives are being invited, I think, or is that maybe another one? And Ivelma and Batman were invited together. So I thought that was really funny. So yeah, awesome story. And I think that's pretty much it from this week. I did get tons of good guys. I got so many comic books. I got to do a haul show soon because we're scheduling one soon, and then we're doing one with my friend Raja, who I went digging with in Toronto. He's gonna make his first YouTube appearance. So his first appearance is gonna be here on this show in a couple of weeks, probably maybe even sooner. We're just trying to find a time to schedule that works for both of us, and we have tons of hauls to show you guys. Like, oh my god, like this dude, he got like an ASM 300 and some big books as well. So some sweet books to show off. And I also got a ton of books. I have so many books to my right. I have like 3 or 4 different boxes of just full of comics that I haven't even opened yet. So we're going to get to that soon in the next couple of days. And then we're going to show them off on the Haul Show. And who knows, if we're doing a Show Me Your Haul show over at the Comic Kingpins, which if you don't know, I'm a member a proud member of the Comic Kingpins, where we put on shows every week, and we might do a Show Me Your Hauls. We do a Show Me Your Hauls show every couple of weeks where we show off some hauls that everyone has, and I might be doing some of the hauls there as well, because there's so much. There's honestly like so much. But one thing that I'm really happy to finally have gotten is that I got this as a gift recently. I had no idea. Is the Ambush Bug action figure, and he comes with little cheeks. Look at that. Look at how amazing that is. Look at that. Look at that. With this, the standing plate, but bruh, little Ambush Bug. So I was particularly happy to get little Ambush Bug recently. I had no idea like I was gonna get that. So yeah. And yes, sorry guys, the messy hair. It's really hot today. We've had a heat wave this weekend, and it's gnarly. It's gross. So I have all my windows open. I'm trying to like get some circulation in here, but it is gross. So yeah, Royally Fucked every Saturday at noon. Exactly. We also do the Royally Fucked show every Saturday at noon, where we talk about the week's FOC and what we're gonna get and what looks interesting. So got that coming up tomorrow as well. I'll most likely be attending because I've been watching a lot of the Euro games at home. We'll see. Not gonna make any promises, but there's a high probability I'll be there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. One book I wanted to pick up, but I kind of felt bad doing so, was the Uncle Scrooge book. It's Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime #1. I think Jason Aaron was doing it. It's like Marvel's first Disney comic character that they're doing, or something like that. It was $7.99 though, and like half the book I heard was a reprint. So I was just like hesitant to pick it up because I know so many stores went so hard on this book that they're going to be on sale soon, or like discount. So I'm going to wait for it to go on discount, and I'll pick it up. And then I also picked up Garth Ennis's James Bond 007 run, the final issue #6. I've been buying the whole series. I'm a little behind on that one too, though. Of course, I picked up Displaced by friend and amazing writer Ed Brisson. Cool series about like Oshawa, Ontario, the city of Oshawa kind of just disappearing, and then the repercussions coming from that. I actually highly recommend this miniseries if you haven't checked it out. If you're kind of into some like thriller-esque stuff like that, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's really, really well done, and honestly, I could see it being a TV show one day because of how entertaining it is and how cool, and the twists here and there as well. And then before we end, let's just look at some of the books coming out next week that we're going to be talking about. So next week, got Detective Comics 1086. I'll probably pick that up, but I'm super behind on that series. I wanted to read most of it as it came out because it seems to read better if you read it that way, in my opinion, at least for me. We've got Action Comics number 1066 and Superman number 15. I believe these are the final chapters of the House of Brainiac. So yep, chapters 5 and 6. I'm very excited. I've been loving House of Brainiac, guys, and I got a chance to read Absolute Power #1, and I'm super excited. There's some really cool moves. Brainiac Queen looks like a menacing villain that's going to come to us, as a main part of the trinity of evil in Absolute Power, consisting of her, Amanda Waller, and Failsafe. So, yeah. And then we've got Ultimate Black Panther. I'm not reading that, so I hope it's good though. Green Arrow number 13, definitely reading that. And then Void Rivals number 10, definitely reading that. Very excited for that one. I think we heard about like the Zerda Tryon thing at the end of the last issue, and then the person reporting it got killed. It's like very hush-hush in there, and there's clearly some conspiracies going on. So I'm very excited to see what's happening in that part of the Energon universe. Then we've got Flash number 10. Cy Spurrier's continuing his awesome run, very esoteric, very mysterious. Lots of cool things going on there, lots of high concept stuff. So if you like the Flash, I think you'll dig it, especially if you like the Grant Morrison kind of Flash approach. It's really entertaining. Yes, I agree, Michael Baker. I think so. It's been really cool, really fun. And then next up, we've got Blood Hunt number 4. We'll probably continue with Blood Hunt because I've been reading the main line at least. I haven't been reading any of the tie-ins. And then Rook Exodus number 3, definitely will be picking that up. Really enjoying Rook Exodus, to be honest. That's the one for me, the one like John's book that I'm buying from the indie wave. I'll still buy Geiger here and there, but Rook Exodus is the one that I'm looking forward to. We got Batman Brave and the Bold number 14, continuing that really cool story with the Nightwing and Deadman. And there's other cool stories where it's like Booster Gold meeting the Jurassic League. And yes, you heard me right, the Jurassic League, the dinosaurs that are getting those animated movies. With the DWJ and Juan Gideon book. I can't wait for that. We've got Zatanna breaking down the house. So actually, wait, I've got something really cool I want to show here. 1 second. So I went to pick up my books, and I had no idea this was there. I was surprised. But I went to pick up my books, and my LCS had this aside for me, which, if you know, like I appreciate it so much. So I'm very grateful. Thank you, Strange Adventures Halifax, the best comic shop in the world. But they had this aside for me, and it's the promotional poster, which I freaking love, of Zatanna bring down the house. And as you guys know, I'm a huge Zatanna fan, and I got a chance to read this issue. The first 3 issues. I got a chance to read the first 3 issues of that run, and it's amazing. It's honestly, in my opinion, it's going to be one of the books of the year. The art's fantastic. If you know, what's his name, Javier Rodriguez's style, he's incredible. And I really can't wait. Marika Tamaki is a fantastic writer. She always has really good work, and I enjoyed her detective run recently. That's the first thing that comes to mind, at least for DC, that she's done recently. She did that One Bad Day book, one of them. Yeah, honestly, a great gesture. I love my LCS, Strange Adventures Halifax, the best comic shop. Go check them out if you're ever in the area. If you're ever in Nova Scotia, it's 100% worth dropping by. It's such a great time. I love going there. I try to go every Wednesday, but I'd say I definitely go at least twice a month. So I try to go there as much as I can, hang out with everyone there. Such a good time. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I've also got the final issue of Rare Flavors next week, and we've got No One #9 from the Massiverse if it doesn't get delayed, but I think it looks like it's actually going to release. So No One #9, Rare Flavors #6, and Grommets #2. I love that first issue, that skateboard comic book by Rick Remender, Brian Posehn, and Lorena Donicio and Brett Parson. Dude, that book is awesome. I honestly can't wait for the second issue. The first one was such a hoop. And yeah, I even got the second print of the first issue, which was like added late to FOC, and it's that kid like on his skateboard doing the pose. I can't wait, man. I'm loving that book. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. It made me excited. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for next week for me. We'll see. Obviously, when we get to the shelf, things change. Whatever happens at the comic book store stays at the comic book store, right? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we might get a few more books at the shelf if anything is shiny or sticks out. But we'll see. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, with the Comic Kingpins talking about the FOC. And we'll see you next Friday, hopefully back with Ali to talk about some new comic books. See you next time, everybody. Keep on reading, and we'll talk about some of these comic book reviews together on the next episode. Peace.